Here's where we're going to go, okay? What I'm going to do is just set the tone for this, and hopefully this will be the first of a series of meetings between the two of you.
Okay.
And you can change, sides who works on what. And this meeting is about the metabolic control and quick weight loss. And Greg, you were saying yesterday that you wanted to fast. You were thinking about fasting. And so what I want you to do, and see, I was wondering, like, what should Greg do? Like, what things should he, work on, cure? Where's he going to find? How's he going to find what he needs to cure? And then I realized, really, all you guys have to do is just go to the hub.
Yeah.
You can work on anything. I've been looking at this in the last day or two, and every approach I look at is fine.
Yeah. So okay. So I'm going to leave you to it.
Okay.
Hub time.
Thank you very much.
I have to open a hub.
Okay. I'll go to the hub. 2. Okay.
I'm going to open 3 or 4 browsers, all with... It's going to take a minute. This is a slow laptop.
Oh my.
Here we go. Okay.
Greg, I have a question before we start. Why do you want to fast?
Well, hold on just a minute. I've got all these videos playing. Just a minute. I got, every time you open a hub, it opens. What were you saying now, dear?
I was asking, why do you want to fast?
Just a minute, excuse me. Just a minute, I cannot hear. I have all this stuff going in my head.
Okay.
So this is really the echo. I don't know how Franny stands it, because she just puts her attention on what she's saying. All right, now. Okay, Ross, you were saying something.
Yes, I want to know why you want to fast.
Because I feel crummy.
Okay.
Of course, as soon as I sit down to test, I feel better.
Okay, well, good. Well, good, okay.
I've had all these things that have been running through my mind, that how my life is and how I feel and my symptoms. I get upset. I don't like the life I have. I don't want to do things. It's like all these different ways of saying it and thinking it, that are very, huge in my mind. And
Can you be a bit more specific? What is it
No.
you don't like? No?
Oh, okay, yeah, of course. I don't like that I'm not getting anywhere that I want to be.
Maybe you want Where do you want to be?
I want to.
What do you want to achieve?
It's more, what do I want? I don't know if I want to achieve it. I just want.
Can you tell me? Can you tell me what you want?
It's all coming my way anyway. It's just I want things to come my way without. But I know,
Okay.
I recognize that things are coming my way, and
Yes.
that it's good.
Okay.
Guess I want recognition.
We can say that there is synchronicity in your life.
Yes.
Yes, which is very good.
And I often, when I'm on my own, I feel separate. That I have to work in order to translate, in order to be with people.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's a lot of work, and it's difficult, and I'm rather separate and different. And then, of course, I know that I'm separate and different. At the same time, I just don't experience a real sense, a good sense of being with people, kind of like an Om, Amida Buddha. And then I change that, like now I recognize that as soon as I get on and start talking to you. I do. It's just, I think that I don't, I keep by myself, and I keep myself in sort of a state.
Can you test if that's a symptom?
Oh yes, that's a symptom.
Okay. Can you trace it?
Symptomatology to think like that, to that type of thinking, and to be like that, and to find fault with myself and the way things are. And I want to fix myself.
Okay.
So all those are symptoms. Of course, it is good to fix yourself. Right? Speaking, it's good.
Yes.
It's fun to fix it.
Yes, of course. So we can start looking for something on the harbor. Let's just try to clarify as much as we can the question, okay? According to what you want to achieve. And I think maybe we'll have to break it down in many segments. What do you say?
We shall see what we shall see. I believe that is likely and possible and doable, and I have nothing. I will take everything the way it is right now, and we will see what comes later.
Yes. Okay.
I am prepared to face whatever there is to face.
Okay. Okay. Then that's a wonderful attitude. So let's test what you need right now on the hub. Do you think you like the way?
Yeah, I think that's good. So I have it open, and I'm going to test what I need or where I need to go.
Okay.
So I'm going to look down the hub, and I'm not really going to sort of try to figure them out. I'm just going to test that. Let's see, I'm looking at hierarchy of skills.
Yes. Is it in skill 0?
No, I'm going to test down. I'm testing with the left hand. And sometimes I test like this the old way if I'm unsure. Usually I just so you know, I'm testing for my whole being. I'm looking down to those 3. Oh, no, it's not this here. Well, I guess it. First thing I got was remove the veil. That's skill 6.
Okay.
And that, the others will become more apparent. Things I see unravel the pathological matrix.
Okay,
3
6.
spiritual diseases. Okay, 6.
Which one of the 2? 6?
6. Remove the veil.
Okay, let's go to the lesson.
I'm going to click on lessons there.
Okay.
Let's test a couple of things first while you're clicking in. Test this. Do I ever use food like a drug?
Do I ever use food like a drug? Yes.
I test also yes.
Okay, good. Do I ever use food to maintain a virtual reality?
Yes. Virtual reality.
Ross?
Yes again, yes.
Okay. Very good.
I use a lot of things for both of those. It seems like I'm always using things to, I'm aware of what I'm doing and I'm using things to keep that virtual reality together.
Now test this. Have I cured that or part of it?
Yes.
Did I cure the whole thing?
Yes.
See, that's what happens when you actually see through these things.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't mean it's going to stay cured more than 5 minutes, but I think the cure can be total like that. It's just a total cure in the moment.
Yeah.
That's how it feels to me, usually.
Well, so let me test. Are there things in me that, see, this is I want to be perfect. Are there things in me or of me that I can cure that will eliminate that activity of creating virtual realities?
Are there any things in me that I can cure? I'll test for Ross, test that for yourself. Are there any things we'll all test it for ourselves. Are there any things in me that I can cure that will eliminate my need to create virtual realities and live and maintain in a virtual reality? See, I get no. It's actually a choice.
Yeah.
So
it's like Christ when
you can understand that you're doing it though by finding and curing things.
Yes.
And the more things you cure, the more into reality you come. So see, there's a lot of people who just can't perceive reality. Most people don't perceive reality. They perceive
their human nature, the reality of the human nature, that there are things that you just have that you choose not to do.
That's right. Yeah. So okay. So with that, you're in this lesson page for skill 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ross, you should test for him what lessons are right, and Greg, you should test for yourself what lessons are right. So I'm going to leave you to go back to it.
Yeah. Okay. So shall we do like this? I'll read the title of the lessons and we both test. What do you say, Greg?
Let's just go down the list. Let's see. There's
Okay.
And then we'll come up with, okay.
Have you got one?
I have about 6.
I just tested. I was just looking for one, and what I got is filters.
Oh, I didn't even test that. Yes on that one. Filters, huh? Well, I'm going to go with your test. I tested defeats.
Okay.
And then I said, they weren't really defeats. I've never considered them defeats in my life, so I think I cleared that right away. Density, which I believe I cleared right away too. I don't think. I'm not really dense. I seem dense, but that's because of other things that are going on. I tested for disabilities and for impairments.
But that's a good one to do.
Entropy and inertia, which is density.
Yeah.
Ego.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of ego in the last couple of years.
Did you write them down?
No.
What a pity. Do you want to write them down?
Write them down.
So I think it's a good idea. I'll write them down too. Can you say them aloud?
Yes, ego, density, defeats. Entropy, inertia. Disabilities, I didn't test whether it's upper or lower dimension. Impairments.
Weren't you complaining yesterday that your body feels dense? You used that word.
Yes.
Yesterday you said, my body feels dense, and that wasn't good. You don't remember saying
that? Was more perception of, I was not really a bodily feeling. I don't have a whole lot of
I think density,
bodily
you're testing too many things. You should just test one thing and do it.
Yeah.
Like do the density one.
Okay.
Click on that one.
Because we start out with, also with your focus of the day was about body and me fasting and things like that.
Click on the density one and do that.
Yeah, I tested. Okay, density, one of the key symptoms. Presents anything getting into you unless it becomes ubiquitous in your environment. It's just on all dimensions. The higher dimension, the less dense you are. Density equals inertia and entropy. Inertia may be the basic addiction, and entropy the main problem. Well, this is true in observation of I am slow to get going on things, and it usually takes something supreme these days to get me going. And it's in my nature that once I get going, I go to a fault. You know, that is dysfunctional also. So they're both dysfunctional. There's negative and positive inertia. There's negative inertia where you're at rest and you stay at rest, and things in motion stay in motion. So it's kind of like both of those. To go in and out of them easily is rest and motion is not something that I was easily doing. Okay.
Greg, can you test if you have just cured something?
I just got more involved in it.
Okay.
Something cured in order to go on to the next level. I'm sort of skimming this. I don't really want to read it in depth.
Ross, what does the lesson on density say? What's the basic thing that it says? What does it say to test for? Does it say to test for anything?
Okay, let's go down. Do this. At a certain point, there is the testing hand.
Yeah. Do this.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, Ross. 1 second, Ross. Ross, do you need to make the type size bigger on your browser?
Because I'm going nearer. Can I do that?
Would you like the type size to be larger?
Yeah.
Okay, so click on the type. Just click on the type where it's not a link. Okay, click
Here, up at the top.
in the type. Click on what you're reading where it's not a link. Just click on what you're reading.
Okay.
And now
Nothing else.
hold down Control and hit the plus sign. Hold down Control on the keyboard and hit your plus sign.
Okay, wait.
Hold down Control. See the Control key?
I think it's this one on the right, yes?
Okay, the Control. Hold down the Control key and hit the plus key.
Okay.
Hold down the Control key and hit the plus key.
Yeah. Oh, wow! Great! Magic! Thank you, Bayer!
Okay, now do it again and it'll get even bigger.
Oh, yes! I love this.
And if you want to make it smaller, you hold Control down and hit minus.
Yes, of course. Now it's huge.
Good. Okay. So now could you?
Yeah.
Okay. Now sit back and do this with Greg.
Oh yes. Now I can do. Okay. Wonderful. So let me find again the testing hand. No, it's lower. Wait a minute.
Entropies and inertias are nameable, though there are some that are impossible to name. The only ones we directly work with are nameable. Naming some of them clears the ones that are hard or impossible to name. This has been my thing. I've been delving into the unnameable, ineffable. It sounds like T.S. Eliot. First access how many nameable inertias and entropies you have, then remove them.
Okay.
Just entropies. Okay, how many nameable inertias and entropies?
More than 10?
No.
More than 5?
5, no. 3, 4, 4.
4?
Yes.
Okay. Can you name them?
I will name them. I don't know in advance that I can name them, but as soon as I tested, yes, I can.
Okay.
Okay. Inertias. Okay, inertias. Inertia is the tendency to stay the same, remain in the same mode. Inertia also includes momentum, which seems like the opposite, but is not. Inertia does not mean not taking action, because it's also the tendency to stay in motion. In either case, change of direction are difficult. Inertia is what slows you down, causes you to keep going in the same direction, the same speed. Changes of direction are difficult. Eventually, there's a collision. You ricochet off the thing you were swinging with for a long time. Examples of inertia: impatience, low reaction. Negative Venus and negative influence come out of inertia. It's easy to spot inertia in your friends, but have you noticed conversations about people's inertia are usually a waste of time? Inertias.
Is one of them putting off things?
Putting off things. Oh, definitely. I put off things. That's an example of inertia in action.
Okay.
I remain in the same state, and I plan when in the future I will do it.
Yeah. Okay.
In order to make it real, like, oh, I'm going to do it.
Okay, so can we call that procrastination?
Yes.
Okay, and that makes 2.
Well, that's the same. Procrastination, putting off is.
Yeah, okay. Do you also, this may be another one, have difficulty in stopping doing when once you start doing something, as you told me before?
Yes. If I'm, yes, for example.
Okay. And so that means...
I'm out in the car, I'm doing errands. Oh, I've got all these other things to do. I'm going to keep doing them. I'm going to run over here and run over there. And it just sort of ruins the rest of my day. It sets up other things.
Yeah.
Good.
So it's the two opposites, right? Either you don't want to start, or you don't, once you start, you don't want to stop.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's been part of my life for a long time.
Okay.
That I did not have this so active.
Mm-hmm.
No, I guess I was just always going. And I get exhausted. I get exhausted with either one, by the way.
Okay.
You don't get exhausted not just by doing things, you get exhausted by not doing things. And it's not just the physical realm, too. It's in other, your spirit and emotions and energy, that if you're not choosing and actively engaging, then that's exhausting.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Stop.
Yes.
Have I cured anything in the last 5 minutes?
Yes.
Can you see what it is?
I bet yes too.
Well, I have transcended this either-or state. It sounds like Kierkegaard, yes.
Do you feel a difference in you, Greg?
Yeah, I've popped out of a reality of a way I was holding myself, the way I was being.
How do you feel? How do you feel?
Marvelous, marvelous.
Now, how do you feel?
I feel calm, connected. I feel my heart is opened.
Oh, good.
Wow.
Good.
That's great.
Think of the chakra centers in your body. My throat is open. I just feel more available and communicative.
I want us all to test something. Is Greg, at this moment, deficient in magnesium?
I get yes.
Me too. What do you get, Greg?
I get yes.
I'll bring you a magnesium. We'll see what that does.
Bring me some liquid.
I will
I
too.
would like some extra liquid besides just
Okay.
magnesium.
I'll bring you liquid and extra liquid. I have a good tea for you. It's a blend of like about 30 herbs that I make myself that I will bring over.
If you ever come to visit Bayard in Florida, is tea.
Drink that tea.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
I'll come.
It's cold.
I'm gonna come for Christmas, Bayard.
All right. That'd be
That's
nice.
soon. I will be here at Christmas.
That'd be nice.
Are you really coming, Rosella? Fran and I are setting up a bed upstairs in the guest room. We have a bed that was just not set up.
Wonderful.
Da 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 da.
Make the tea, huh?
There's always tea here. There's always tea.
Okay.
Okay, now to go back to, I'm going to bring this over right now. But at the same time, what I want you to do is find things. Were you working on density or inertia just now? I didn't understand.
Well, it was density, inertia, and entropy are part of that. These are what the questions
That's
are about.
okay. So the questions in the density lesson are about entropy and inertia. test, am I now less dense?
Yes.
I guess yes as well.
Okay. All right. So go on with those. Go on with testing those things. Okay.
Part of that density is my turning and looking at the density, as opposed to, see, it's my attention and my interaction with something about me that you know is a density. And then when I drop that interaction, I have a sense and I have a knowingness about what it is about me. But that all lifts. It's not as dense. This is on a certain dimension, I'm sure. So,
do you want to test which dimension?
I got 54th or something. Okay, I don't really need to go into dimension. That's sort of another whole lesson. To a new person watching, this could be really confusing unless you sort of have an easy, more experience with stuff like your bodies and dimensions and things. But it's not, if you are where you are, so it doesn't really make any difference. Just do the lesson. So, the negative beingness and negative influence come out of inertia. I definitely had some negative beingness. I had symptoms of negative beingness. I was just really off-putting to people and was not considerate of who they are. It was more about me. And that's the ego you're talking about.
Okay, good.
Trying to get at what it is in me and want their help to see them. Let's move on to entropy.
We have to access two other things.
More things. Before you go on, just test do I still have those symptoms?
I do not have the symptoms right now, no.
Good.
If I were just saying test whether I have the symptoms.
Okay. So we can go on. As you access entropies, you will accidentally begin accessing inertias. Remove whichever you encounter. If you access inertia, you remove those. Well, I think you have already removed those, right?
Yeah, I've removed inertias.
Okay.
That's what we're testing about. The entropies is really a degradation, as I remember. It's like a falling apart and just and where you go into chaos, you go into nothing, and so my organization and my abilities disintegrate. Entropy is things that fall apart. So let's read it now.
Okay.
Entropy is degeneration, death, disorder, disintegration. The law of entropy.
Can you name a couple of those?
A couple of entropies.
Yes, you have.
Well, I see it often I judge it in my energy during the day, my connectivity with other people, in my physical body. Thinking of Jen, how she's constantly physically moving, maybe guarding against this. She's like even dysfunctionally guard against the physical degeneration or entropy. Today I stretched really, started to stretch for the first time in many days. I've not done any yoga or Pilates or anything. About 8 days ago or so, I was out jogging and I re-injured the ligaments in my knee. It was good to jog and walk, but I felt poorly afterwards, and I also had to get ready for this trip. And I just put off any kind of physical activity, and I could feel myself getting less active. I know there was an entropy that was setting in, and I get tighter, and then I'm less likely to get up to stretch or to exercise or do anything.
Okay. Okay. Test if now you are more willing to do that.
Yes.
Okay. Test if you are totally willing to do it.
Yes.
Okay.
The difference in me is that I don't have my attention on not doing something, and
Okay.
and that I've gone into an entropic state, a state of inertia where the state is self-fulfilling.
Okay.
Where I say, oh, I'm not moving, and that feels terrible, and I don't want to move, and it's too much to move, and look at where I want to be, but I'm over here, and rather than I'm right here, and I can get up and move. I could, you know, I would go take a walk right now.
Okay, good. That's good. Test if you have now reduced your number of what we've been testing to 0.
I get yes and no. And there's just something else.
Okay.
Yes, I could say 0, but something else.
Okay, any idea what it may be?
Okay, I think it's just actually an accelerator. And now what do I do with this?
Okay.
No, but in other words, I was still sort of 3/4 baked, not half baked, but 3/4 baked in order to come out of the oven. I have to open the door and say I'm done. The accelerator, so I'd say what's missing, you know, people can go to the accelerator. It's up there on the right side of the hub also, top right corner. Is that
What is beautiful?
somebody's phone? No,
I don't know. Not you listening.
that was God opening the heavenly pearly gates.
Oh, wonderful! Say hello to God. Hi, God. He's always with us. Okay.
I feel good. I do not have this focus on what's wrong with me, or that I do something about that.
Yeah.
I have, again, that sense that we started talking about where you, that I have a total sense of myself, and there are things there that are unspoken or that are without words, or that can be I can deal with. I don't have to do them. Like I'm not, my addictions are not running.
Okay, good.
Do I have any addictions right now? Like, yes, I have addictions. But there's nothing to right now.
First, you can remove them just like that without naming them.
Yes.
Okay, do it. Remove them.
They are removed.
Okay.
Remove them.
Do you feel any difference? From a few
I
minutes
feel
ago?
more powerful in that it's my sense of in the moment, whatever comes up, dealing and removing the addiction. I'm not saying I don't have any more addictions.
Of course, but there is a difference anyway.
But the sense of how I deal with them.
Okay, okay. What have you moved away from?
Self-negativity.
Good. Wow. What are you moving forward to?
Going swimming in the Gulf of Mexico. Just
wow.
At some point. To accomplishing some real things in here in the physical world, doing some projects here.
Yes.
In the IMMUNICS Center of Florida.
Okay.
And
any idea about
quality time here with Frank and Byron.
Okay. That's good. That's good. What new behavior can you now construct?
Taking a step, particularly if I have this inertia or entropy in some way, obviously recognizing it and clearing it, but it's part of that is taking a step.
Yes.
To counteract that.
Yeah,
so
okay.
take a positive step in against that. So it's starting to do the thing.
Yes.
You have to do, get something underway.
Okay.
As the flag lady would say, just spend 15 minutes. You know, you got this huge house to clean and clear and put away. Just take 15 minutes to start.
How about finishing things?
I was saying, how about finishing things? Finishing things, the same thing. Actually finishing and recognizing I've finished it.
Good.
A lot of things are unfinished.
Yes.
And so my way of dealing with those is making a list and prioritizing them, and then trying to find the list wherever I put it. It's partly true. You know, it's in order just to feel better, I'll make a list, but then so it's actually finishing something and saying it's done, and so I don't have to have it weighing on me.
Yeah, good. Wonderful. Wonderful. Do you remember the last time it happened? You did something and you understood it was done?
Well, in order to get on the plane to get here, I had to pack.
Uh-huh.
Packing had to clean up my apartment.
Yes.
So I said, this is done now. I mean, the packing was done, and I had it done ahead of time.
Okay.
And that was...
How did you feel when everything was done?
Solid and good and
okay.
Happy. Yeah.
Okay.
And relieved. And therefore I could relax, and I could just realize how tired I get by not finishing things.
Yes, exactly. It's a good feeling.
To finish things, yes.
Yes. It's a feeling of satisfaction.
Yes.
Okay. Good. And
I wanted to tell you there's a trick to finishing things, which is it's sort of like you start doing it, and when you're doing it, you decide to finish it, and then you finish it now. Like you finish it before you're like there's always a million more things you could have done to perfect it, and it could have always been better, and you just finish it.
Right.
yeah.
Especially when I used to do my own taxes, and I remember distinctly going to my uncle's and doing my taxes, and there was a point where I said, well, it's going to be dinner time in about I'm ready for a beer, and it was 4 o'clock, and I simply finished my taxes. And then I asked him to come in, and he looked at him, and he said, well, yeah, they look good, and off I went. And there was probably tons more things I could have done, but I started to see all kinds of things that I didn't really need to do that I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, how was the tea?
Good.
Did you like the taste?
The taste was great. I thought it was going to be, with your 64,000 ingredients in it, I thought it was going to be really muddy and weird to taste, but it was very good.
Thank you. Glad to hear it. Anyway, so finishing, is that a new behavior I can construct, finishing things?
Definitely a new behavior I construct.
You got a yes? Did you test that?
Test that. I test that.
Yeah. When I don't finish things, am I maintaining a virtual reality?
Yes, when I don't finish things, I'm maintaining a virtual reality. Yes.
Do I become more dense when I maintain virtual realities?
I do become more dense when I maintain virtual realities.
I rest my case.
I rest my... Oh, no, it's not.
Ooh.
Yeah,
we have also the advanced thing. Do you want to do through that, or do you want to keep it for another session?
Classified conditions. I think that's another session.
Okay.
It says cognition. Not knowing what is known access key major entropes and inertias in other contexts that are actually preventing you from completing action.
Okay.
That is... I'll look at that.
Okay.
Do that at another...
Do you want to do it now? No. Do you want to do it another time?
Let's test.
Okay.
Not do I want to, but is it the thing to do? How are we doing on time, Byard?
You have 5 or 10 more minutes.
5 or 10 more minutes. Let's just start on this.
Okay.
Access entropic realities caused by conditions. Access inertial realities caused by conditions. I have plated vegetables that have miraculously appeared.
Calm and beautiful vegetables.
Entropy, realities caused by conditions. Well, yeah. my inertia and entropy cause a condition, and then that causes more entropies and inertias.
Okay.
Or entropy and inertias are part of a condition.
So it's a merry-go-round.
Yeah, so with a condition, I mean, you're looking at it. I mean, the more I put up with the condition, the more it sort of becomes natural, normal to me. I am heavier, physically heavier. I am older, more tired, and more wanting of my life when I was not this way.
Okay.
Now, I'm not, so it's not just age, it's actually something, it's a condition that people can say, well, it's just reality, you know, that's just,
yes.
No, but I'm talking about something that's not that.
So this is about entropic realities. What about inertial realities caused by conditions?
Greg, do you realize that you seem like you're thinking very hard?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Test more. Do more testing. Wait, do I have any more? Just test it. Do I have any more conditions that are...
Well, that didn't really answer the question. That's what I was looking at. I was saying,
what is the question?
Looking at what access reality is caused by conditions. I didn't.
Okay.
I was just talking about a condition.
Do I have any realities to access that are caused by conditions?
Do I have any realities to access entropic, any entropy? It's caused by conditions.
Okay, test it. Did you get a signal?
I get no.
Okay, then move on.
Okay.
See, because you're thinking too hard.
Yes.
You're just thinking.
Looking too much.
Don't think, don't look, just test, you know. If something pops in your head, test that. If nothing pops in your head, test what's on the screen on the hub, whatever.
Right.
Just test things. Because test, the more, do I get denser when I think?
I do get tenser when I think.
Does thinking cause me to go into effect instead of it cause?
Rather than
you don't have to repeat what I say. You can just say yes or no. Just test it. That's all.
Yes.
Also, hold your hands up when you test so people can see your signal. Have I done enough in this session?
I'm sorry?
Have I done enough in this session?
Okay, well, we said we were going to do this other, yes.
Well, have I done enough
in this session?
See, that's the thing, is like I asked you to test it and you went like, yeah, but we said we were going to, you know, it's like you won't test things. You're like trying to run, you know, you're doing something other than cure things.
Yeah.
Okay? You're trying to do what you said you were going to do rather than cure things.
Yes.
So you need to stop that. And Ross, you have to be the policeman when you're in charge of a session. You make the person stop. All these behaviors have to stop. And what they do is cure things and test things. That's what they do. For the whole session, you don't talk to them. Stop listening to people's stories.
Okay.
I mean, it's a friendly thing to do, so maybe you should listen to it sometimes, you know.
But Bayer, I have a question here. Sometimes people remove things just talking about them, right?
No, never.
No, okay.
Okay. But sometimes they talk about them and then test the thing that popped out of their mouth. Yeah. And then they get no, and then they realize that, you know, that there's nothing there, and that's a cure. Okay. Realizing there's nothing to cure is a cure.
Okay. Okay.
Test, Greg, am I happy?
I am happy.
Am I making the right choices?
I'm making the right choices.
You know, you look more relaxed than you did even a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah.
You did change.
Didn't have to.
There is a change there. And maybe eating something may have helped you, you know? That helps me all the time.
Well, I didn't have to. I was trying to be a good boy and do the lesson and do a good.
So in other words, you could sit there and cure things all day, and you'll still run your number, right? You'll still try to be a good boy.
Still be stuck in this.
You are a good boy.
He is a good boy. That's right. All right. So this is a good stopping place.
Okay.
All right. So.
Thank you very much, Greg. Thank you very much, Fired. No, not sayonara. Time for tweeting.
Ah.
Yes?
It has been a pleasure to do this with
wow,
both of you.
Great. And Bayer, thank you for teaching me that trick about making what's written bigger.
Yeah, right. That helps, huh?
And I can't wait to tell my husband.
Great.
He will be glad too, because we can't see in this bloody computer. It's all so small.
It's so great to feel as though I've helped two nice old people in Italy.
Yeah.
You know, who are living in their little house trying to read these things on their computers in that tiny type. This movie was given to you by HUM, the World Ministry of IMMUNICS, which enables you to cure medically incurable diseases. We also produce the Cure Drive in the iCollege of IMMUNICS. This is the home page. And as you see here, the movie that starts playing automatically when the page opens is a 3-hour tutorial film, which underneath it is the beginning of a series of movies. If you click on these links, you go to another movie that's a continuation of the tutorial, showing different aspects of the things that people need to get into when they cure things. The movie shows many people curing things. You'll find complete cure tutorials on the home page. Under the group at the top is another. This is a video and text tutorial, and if you click on the link, you'll see it has 10 lessons, and you can click on each lesson and you'll see that the lessons are movies interspersed with explanations. And if you continue scrolling down the home page, you'll find a huge bank of movies of people curing things. Here's one of someone curing multiple sclerosis that you can click on, and these play. Hopefully this one will play in a moment. There it is. So that woman cured PPMS and MS. Here you'll find people from every continent: Europe, the US, Asia, Canada. This woman cured shingles, and in this particular movie that's what she's demonstrating. And at the top of the home page you will find links to the cure meetings that we have every week. 9 p.m. New York time, Rome time 8 p.m. Underneath the cure meetings you'll find a link to friend me. It's actually Bayard. I'm Bayard, speaking to you on Facebook, and you'll meet many people who are my Facebook friends there who have cured various diseases. Many of us have cured herpes, which is what I cured. Also there, if you have trouble getting signals, there is a whole bank of movies that focus on people who are just starting to get their first signals. Many of these people went on to bigger and better things, and you see them in other movies. But these are movies about their signals, how they got their first signals. At the very top of the home page, you will find above the masthead a link to the cure shows. And we documented people curing things on, these are on the, we did this on the phone. There are shows on about 75 diseases, and the diseases are listed alphabetically, as you can see. You actually hear the people curing these diseases during these shows. That's post-traumatic stress syndrome from 9/11, you know, the catastrophe. We have a show on that, and fever, somebody curing the fever, several people curing fibromyalgia, flu. We had a flu hotline, and there are many people. These people are actually curing flu, and the flu stops. It clears up during the 15 or 20 minutes of the call. It doesn't take long to cure the flu. Over here you have paralysis, parasitic parenting, Parkinson's disease. When you cure something, please join your voice with the voices of the many people who came before you by reporting your cure in our poll, which you can do right above the tally of the cures that people have reported is here at the top. And as you can see, there's a little link here. And if you click on that, you will come to a form that enables you to report your cure. This page is the hub of the Web College. And as you can see, there are detailed lessons on how to remove viruses, cure cancer. Here's a movie on the right here of a doctor who actually years ago cured the flu on camera. You'll notice that skill 1 in the hierarchy of skills is cure physical diseases. That's actually the easiest thing with this particular approach. And I've put a great many things in the hierarchy of skills that relate to curing physical diseases, such as ending trauma, working on your organs. Now, if we go into the Recode Your DNA, there are 10 applications or 11 applications, and Recode Your DNA is one of them. If we go inside here, what we see is a page with a huge amount of links. And then if we look at the links on the right, after the ones on the left which prepare you, these are the actual lessons. And you can see some of them. It might be hard for some people to see why blind installation procedure is related to recoding your DNA. And this is why we've put it in this application, so that it relates it in your mind. This is the reason the Web College is organized the way it is to relate things for you in your mind. And obviously there are a huge number of things, like if you're curing cancer or herpes or any medically incurable disease, it's obvious that there are a great many things that you have to learn. And they're different for everybody. You do not have to learn everything that's listed here. And in fact, cure is instantaneous. And it's always unexpected how it will come. Like, watch these women. They're going to give you a perspective. This is a good way to conclude this little overview I'm giving you here. I go to the 144th dimension. See if you get a signal on that. Can I go to the 144th dimension?
Can I go to the 144th dimension? Yes? I guess I can.
Go ahead and do it.
Okay, both of you go to the 144th dimension.
I'm taking myself to the 144th dimension.
Me too.
No stopping for gas on the 8th dimension.
Test if you're there.
I'm there.
Me too.
Okay, describe what it's like on the 144th dimension.
I feel clear.
Yeah, I feel less interested in anything below the 144th dimension.
Can we stay here all the time?
I know, exactly. I don't feel like...
I didn't hear the word you said, Jen, when you said how it felt. You said, I feel...
Clear.
Clear, okay.
Yeah, clear.
You can go there and you'll be clear when you're there. Are you clear about anything in particular? And it's okay to say no to that. It's just asking.
Yeah, I feel, well, I mean, this would take a lot of backstory, but there are some decisions that my family's making that I now feel clear about.
Yes, because when you have that perspective from the 144th dimension,
Yeah.
you simply don't care about anything as much.
That's exactly it. But I don't care doesn't sound so good.
Well, see, that's right.
That is it. That's really
Not
it.
at effect.
When people hear we say we don't care, they go, "Well, God, that's sick," you know.
Okay, I know.